What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 6 of the 9's. The 9, it's your boy PJ Preston with the 9's, the Perfectly Imperfect podcast, coming to you live from Watch Creative Studios in the great big city of Lynchburg, Virginia. Yeah, shout out to Lynchburg in the house. Man, we're excited to have you here for episode number 6 of the 9's, man. And I want to start this off, man. We're going right in and we're going to have some fun. Listen, I want to start this off on the count of 3. Wherever you are, wherever you're at, if you're running right now, if you're riding in the car, if you're sitting down listening to this, at the count of 3, I'm going to ask you to do something for me. At the count of 3, I want to hear you roar. At the count of 3, I want you to release the roar, okay? On the count of 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Roar! Did you roar? I mean, did you really roar? Did you leave me by myself in that? We're going to give this another try. Here we go. We're going on the count of 3. Everybody ready? Don't worry about anybody that may be running beside you, may be sitting beside you, may be looking at you a little bit funny right now. You might be in the airport listening to this. You may be on the airplane flying. Somebody's sitting next to you and they may think you a little bit strange, but it's important that you release the roar. So on 3, on the count of 3, we're going for it again. Are y'all ready? I can't hear you. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's right. Release the roar. Listen, I have lately been obsessed with lions. Yeah, I know, a little bit strange. I've been obsessed with lions and finding out facts about lions and all this good stuff. Let me give you one fun fact that I found out about lions. That lions can see 6 times better than humans at night. That's deep right there. 6 times better than humans at night. Come on, think about it. You know, at nighttime when the light first goes off, you can't kind of see your way, but then later on, your eyes adjust to the darkness and you can kind of see a few things. A lion can see 6 times better than you at night. So listen, my advice to you is don't be caught in the jungle with a lion at night. Come on, somebody. Come on, right? I've been obsessed with lions, but this is on the other side. I've kind of been studying a few things, and I've noticed a few things. I've been thinking about this. All the times that I've in my life maybe been to the zoo, or the couple of times I've been to the circus, you know, I've never heard a lion roar. Never heard a lion roar at the zoo, and maybe they do every now and then. They may roar. I've never heard them, especially at a circus. I've never heard a lion roar. And so you understand this, that lions, they have this roar in them, and they're built to roar. Right? They naturally roar when they're in their natural habitat. They roar to protect their territory. They roar when they're about to fight. They're about to fight for the territory. They roar and they paralyze maybe the deer or the gazelle out there. They paralyze them with fear, and then they pounce upon them. So that when they're in their natural habitat, they naturally roar because they have this fight in them. But I thought about in the zoo or in the circus, man, I never heard them roar, and that's strange. I thought about this. Caged lions never roar. That's deep right there. Somebody give me an amen. Listen, caged lions never roar. And so to all my listeners of the 9's podcast, man, we're always here to try to encourage you, to try to push you forward to be greater in life, man. And I want to ask you this question. Are you a caged lion? What has you caged in right now? What has you caged in? Answer that question for yourself as you're riding along, as you're jogging along, as you're sitting there. What has you caged in? What has stolen your roar? What has taken the roar out of your mouth? What has taken the lion mentality from you? See, I believe this. We have this lion mentality in us. I believe that we're born with this lion mentality, to dominate, to protect, to take over the territory, to take ground. I believe we have this lion mentality in us, but sometimes what happens is over time, something takes that away. I believe life happens to us, and along the way, something steals our roar. And then instead of being like a lion, being strong and fearless and courageous, the king of the jungle, instead of being a lion, we act like the gazelle, always on the run. Always on the run, especially when other lions are around. Instead of standing up and facing things that come in our lives, sometimes we just take off running. We take off trying to hide, trying to get in our safe place. And instead of being bold and courageous, we're always on the run, especially when you're encountered with other lions. Instead of fighting, right? Instead of, standing your ground, we go on the run. And listen, this podcast, this episode number 6, man, we're just trying to bring out the lion in you. Stop living like a gazelle when God has made you a lion. Release your roar. I want to encourage you guys as I get ready to sign off of air. Listen, get out of the cage. Get rid of that habit or that addiction. Maybe you have a habit or addiction that has you caged in and is keeping you from fulfilling and being all that you should be in this life. Get away from that person. Maybe you have a person in your life that keeps bringing you down, that keeps making you do things, and you're falling into the trap that they're in, and you're doing things that you have no business doing. Man, get out of the cage. Get rid of that habit or addiction. Get away from that person. Get out of that safe place. Maybe you just like being comfortable and in a safe place. I believe that God is calling you out of that safe place so you can release the roar. See, the world needs to hear your roar. Don't be afraid to release your roar, people. God has given you a roar. He's given you vigor and a zest for life. Don't be afraid. Be bold. Be courageous. See, there's an African proverb, and I'm going to end it with this. It says this: if the surviving lion doesn't tell his story, then the hunter will take all the credit. If the surviving lion doesn't tell his story, then the hunter will take all the credit. Your story is found in your roar. Your story is found in your roar. Do not be afraid to roar. Do not be afraid to live your life to the fullest. Do not be afraid to take on challenges, to try something different, to get out of your comfort zone, man. Release the roar. The way you approach life every single day is to be bold, be confident, be all that you have been created to be. Be great, be bold. Release the roar. Man, I got excited on the 9's today, man. No apologies for that, man. I'm just trying to encourage you guys to release the roar. Don't live life in the cage. Man, life is too short. Life is too swift for us to be all caged up. God has created you to be a lion. God has created you with gifts, talents, skills, and abilities. You need to share it with the world. Man, release them. Release them right now. Don't be afraid to do so. Man, that's all of our time for today. I'm getting ready to sign off for the 9's, man. We thank you guys so much for listening. Please tell somebody that the 9's is on the air. Please tell somebody that the 9's is roaring all over podcast world. Get somebody to subscribe. Tell them we're out there. And man, I want to encourage you guys before I go, release the roar. On 3, let me hear you roar. 1, 2, 3. Roar! Man, have a great day. We'll see you next time on the 9's.